What are your thoughts on homeschooling? Do any of you homeschool your children? I go back and forth. I really just need to learn a lot more about it. I don't know enough. I know there's many ways to do it. I know people can hire someone. I know there's pods, or I know mom takes on that responsibility, or a parent does. But let me know your thoughts, because I'm back and forth. My son is can't really express to me whether he likes school or not. The way that I gauge whether he likes it is whether he wants to go. Like my daughter, Poppy, who's 4, is like, I'm so excited to go to school this morning. And whereas my son, it's like, stay home and rest, stay home and rest. And then I don't know, are you sick or do you hate school? Right. And I try and get as much information as I can, but I can't. And then I talk to like older autistic kids who are verbal, and they all can tell me that they hated school. They hated it. Um, so it's a struggle, and I just want to make the best decision for him specifically. I took him to the doctor this morning because he was like lethargic and had low grade fever and just didn't seem himself. And I did a whole panel of just because of course he can't tell me what's wrong. Is it your head? Is it your stomach? Whatever. And they tested for everything. Turns out it was a cold. It was a cold. But he looked at me this morning, stay home and rest, stay home and rest, really adamant that he did not want to go to school. And yeah, I don't know. I just want your thoughts on that. Yeah, this morning was a crazy one, dude. I mean this weekend actually. It was great. It's just so intense with the kids, but fun. He my son's obsessed with music right now, like obsessed, and it's amazing. He loves it, and he just wants to sit and listen to music for hours. And so he'll use my phone to just listen to Spotify, just Spotify. But he knows every album, pulls up all his favorite soundtracks, all his favorite albums. He's been really into Nirvana the past few days, and it makes him emotional. Especially the song In Bloom. Specifically, he'll put that on and he'll cry, like literally big frown, just and just tears streaming down his face. I just hold his hand and he cries, but he wants to. He wants to cry. He wants to feel it. He used to do that when he was 2 years old to The Cure. Certain songs from The Cure, he would just go right by the speaker and spin around, but certain songs would just give him this huge frown and he would start crying. And Poppy loves it too. My daughter, he'll like be the DJ, and then her and I will just dance and have an amazing time. And then he's super into like movie soundtracks, so he'll take his favorite films and he'll listen to every single song from the soundtrack. Some are like artists, but others are just like scores by like Hans Zimmer, or the Toy Story one is, I think, Randy Newman scored it as well. And so he'll listen to all those, and then so if there's like a suspense song, Poppy will like be like, okay, you're the bad guy, I've got to hide, here's the deal. And she'll just like create the scene, and we'll just create this scene that's being scored by Alfie. And that's basically what we're doing. That's a lot of what we're doing right now. But anyway, he got frustrated because the song wasn't playing the way he wanted, or he couldn't find a specific song from a specific album. And he just got frustrated. And sometimes he'll lack control and just and just threw the phone in frustration, and it just cracked everywhere. Just even though I have a case, he just threw it in that perfect way to where it cracked, and it was just, he couldn't even read the screen. I mean, it was so cracked. And of course, I did, for whatever reason, my Apple Care expired. Of course. So I had to like order a new phone, which, it is what it is. And now I'm not letting him hold my phone. I would let him hold it and just control the music. Now I'm controlling it for a bit, just because I really can't afford to be replacing iPhones every week, but he'll tell me what song. And, in a way it's great because it's inspiring speech for him, because I have the phone. He has to use his words, whereas before he gets lost in the songs, now he has to say, play You're My Best Friend by Queen, you know, play Welcome to New York, Taylor Swift. Just like he has to use his words. He has to ask for things. It's good. But yeah, dude, that was intense. And then yeah, this morning we got Poppy to school and he was so adamant he didn't want to go to school. He had this low grade fever. He was lethargic. I'm like, gotta take him to the doctor, make sure he's okay. He can't tell me what's wrong. I am never risking, waiting too long to go and then his infection gets worse like I did in September, and he was sick the entire month with strep. He had to have 2 shots of antibiotics because he refused to take his medication, and it just got really, really bad. The regression was really, really bad. And so, yeah, now I'm like, no, you have some symptoms. We're going, we're doing the panel, making sure we know exactly what it is and how best to treat it. And so it's a cold. That's all it is. But this morning, yeah, we dropped her off and then came back here. We went on this walk, loving this beautiful walk, and then came back into my studio, and he climbs up and pulls this painting off the wall and it drops onto this glass table and just glass everywhere. And right as that happened, I just start bleeding. Just period just came, just free bleeding everywhere. So there's glass everywhere. There's blood everywhere. And I don't know. It was just one of those mornings, where you're just like, oh my God. And I don't know which mess to clean up first, my blood or the glass. But yeah, I don't know. You just get through it. I feel like that's a lot of what parenting is. It's just these moments that feel so insane. And yeah, dude, it's crazy. But so that was that. But Halloween, I never recapped you on that. How was your Halloween? Did you have a good Halloween? Was there anything crazy that happened? What were you for Halloween, first of all? Let me see the pics in the comments, because now like everywhere allows you to show pictures. So I want to see your costume. But I was an evil queen for Halloween. It was very half-ass mom evil queen because I just didn't have time to like do the makeup and the hair. But that's okay. I had the dress and the crown and the hood, and it was fine. The kids didn't care. But Poppy is obsessed with me playing an evil queen, her and her best friend Frankie. And so I'm like, I'm going to do that for them and just chase them around as an evil queen. And they loved it. And Poppy was Belle from Beauty and the Beast, though I really am contemplating burning every single Disney book because the narrative is really f***ed up, dude. Every old Disney fairy tale is like, girl is distraught and powerless. Prince comes along and saves her, and they marry and they're happily ever after. That's like every story, to the point where Poppy comes home and she's like, I want to marry Frankie, her best friend, this girl Frankie. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, Frankie and I are getting married. And it's definitely from these Disney books of just like, we're going to get married and live happily ever after, I guess it's more progressive because they're girls, but anyway, it's just funny. Where was I? Yeah, so Halloween, it was a success. It was just great. Like we went trick-or-treating. They were both in heaven. We went to this neighborhood where the houses are out of control every year. They just go over the top and they're like all one-upping each other. This one house had like a full-ass club full of 4 to 10-year-old kids, just with this skeleton DJ. The music's bumping. It was so much fun, and we were all just dancing, having such a great time. Alfie was Buzz Lightyear, and I'd go to infinity, and he'd go and beyond and beyond. And it was just such a success. And I know we're plant-based. Well, that goes out the window on Halloween. I don't give a f. They just eat whatever candy they get, and it's the best. So much fun. But I want to hear about your Halloween. What else, bitches? Okay. Let's talk about this article. There was an article in Vogue that just came out, and it was titled, "Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now?" So this article explores how the way we view relationships, especially straight ones, has completely shifted. Being in a relationship used to mean stability, maturity, even success. But now a lot of women feel hesitant to publicly show their partners at all. The article says that posting your boyfriend online can feel cringe. It can make you look less independent, or worse, open you up to judgment if things fall apart. So instead of full relationship posts, people are doing what Vogue calls the soft launch, which is a hand or the back of a head, maybe a dinner plate with a mystery elbow in the frame. And it's not that women are ashamed of love, it's that being publicly in love feels outdated in a world obsessed with self-branding, autonomy, and privacy. In short, the new flex isn't having a boyfriend, it's having boundaries. And in 2025, being single isn't lonely, it's aspirational. I gotta say, I kind of like this. I kind of like what the article was getting at. Like, it's not actually about that having a boyfriend is bad, it's having boundaries. Like, for me personally, I don't think that me posting my relationship and making mine so public. I mean, you guys, mine's a very extreme example. I mean, look, I have friends that I went to high school with that will post like, happy 7-year anniversary, Richard. And like, we would always joke, like, the longer the caption for this anniversary post, the more doomed this relationship is. Like, the more you need to justify. Does Richard even have an Instagram? Is he even reading this? Like, who are you writing this for? When you have to like publicly proclaim your love, like, the more doomed you are. Whereas like when you can just quietly be in love and you don't have to publicize the whole thing, in a lot of ways, it does feel more legit. When I think about the most healthy marriages and relationships that I see in my life, no one is posting them all over social media, writing love letters to them publicly. Like, they're just not doing that. And then the ones who have to like publicize it all the time, hello, you're fucked. I mean, my situation was obviously very extreme. I was a content creator. He was my then boyfriend. We then started making videos together. So whatever. And then it became like my birth video was on there, right? So, but I would say that absolutely negatively impacted our relationship. Now, that's an extreme example. I don't think that's what this article is talking about. They're saying that, having, I don't know, there's another part that says that having a boyfriend is culturally loserish. I don't agree with that necessarily. And then they're saying women are literally blurring out their partner's faces out of wedding photos because being single is now the new flex. I haven't seen that personally. I think people are craving privacy now. And I think a lot of women have been burned. And so, yeah, they don't want to post their partner only for it not to work out 6 months later. It's like, I kind of understand that. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the article. One influencer lost hundreds of followers just for posting her boyfriends. The comments that killed me were, why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? We've gotten so woke, we've shamed ourselves back into loneliness. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, that's funny. That's interesting. I don't know. I haven't seen too much of that. I guess like, I don't know, you guys. I feel brain dead. I got my period today and like, I kind of like don't care about anything today. Like, I just feel, really run down and like I just want to go to sleep. But yeah, curious what your thoughts are. Thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no bull. Ditch overpriced wireless and their jaw-dropping monthly bills, unexpected overages, and hidden fees. Plans start at $15 at Mint. Guys, if you haven't used Mint Mobile, I'm just telling you, they're great. No contracts. I mean, I've never wanted to be stuck on a cell phone contract. And with Mint Mobile, I'm not. No hidden fees, no BS. I'm saving money and the service is amazing. Calls from everywhere. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/idiot. That's mintmobile.com/idiot. Upfront payments of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. A lot of people don't want to publicize their lives though. So again, like I'm in a weird position because I do. Um, but yeah, like I think a lot of Gen Z are, it's funny, they're getting advice from millennial women, I think, and Gen X women too, who have been honestly burned by men. And they're saying, like, hey, your identity doesn't have to be who your boyfriend is. And whereas probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago, yeah, if you had a boyfriend, it was a flex. And like, you want to, like, it's cuffing season. You want to bag a man, especially for the holidays. And like now women, I don't know if it's so anti men as to just like men are a supplement. They're not the source. They're not, we don't need them to be complete. Like these Disney fairy tales, led us to believe that we need to like get married and live happily ever after and the princess to rescue us. Like, I think like Gen Z women are not falling for that anymore. And maybe it's a little too extreme to where it's like becoming uncool or cringe to have a boyfriend or post your boyfriend. But like women just have an identity beyond men. Like the men are just a supplement. They're just like share, like you guys, I'm starting to think that Cher is my higher power and it's a problem. But Cher says, I don't need a man. Like men are fun, sure. Like they're fun. They're fun to have dinner with. They're fun to, have fun with, but like I don't need one. This was Cher. This is not me. I remember I like talked about this before and people like came at me. But I think that's sort of the narrative of definitely the 20-something woman who was millennials in their 20s were told like you need to find a husband, like you need to get pregnant, like you need to do this. But for this time, I remember seeing friends of mine married total fucking pieces of shit because their biological clock was ticking and they felt this internal pressure to get married so they can start the family. And like they felt a societal pressure to do that. And so they married the wrong person. I don't see Gen Z doing that. I see them like embracing and loving being single. And then if someone comes along, like, cool, but they're not so obsessed with it. Whereas I feel like my generation was obsessed with it. And it was like the longer your caption about your boyfriend, the more you guys were. Like, it's interesting because there was always, yes, we would hear about girls getting mad at their boyfriends or even husbands for not posting them. Why aren't you posting me? Why do you want to appear single? It was shady. If your boyfriend did not post you or your husband did not post you on social media, they want to publicly appear to be single. Why is that? So they can then slide in some other girl's DMs, or I don't know. That was always the assumption. And there was like the Facebook official thing, which I don't even know about that. Like, I don't know that I ever did the Facebook official thing. I think I had put married when I was married, but I don't remember that being like a conversation for me. Women used to be pissed at their men for not posting them. And now now women aren't posting them. I mean, for me personally, I don't post my boyfriend. I don't post him. I like our privacy. I'm not ashamed of him or like of having a boyfriend, but it also doesn't define me. My life is really full. He adds to it, yes, but he's not my everything. I've done the codependent. I've done the making my ex my higher power. Oh my God, I've done that. That never again. So yeah, I kind of like seeing women not obsessing around posting their boyfriends or their husbands and just like, this is who I am. Yet I don't think we should be shaming people. I don't fucking think people are, dude. I think that's bullshit. I don't know where are they seeing women blurring out their husband's face of their wedding photo? Like what I've never seen that, and I'm online chronically. So we were the first generation to really have social media. And so it was just normal to post your relationship, post your children, post uh, you giving birth, post every single pivotal and trivial moment in your life. And now maybe this new generation who was born into it is like, oh, they maybe value privacy more than we did. And now we're learning, I'm learning all the time. I feel guilt around, I was never like, we were never like, I was never a family vlogger. We were never like family vloggers. Like I made comedy and then I got pregnant and I started writing comedy around being pregnant. And then like, I would vlog occasionally and then I had a newborn and then I'd write about life with a newborn. And then I would occasionally vlog about it, and post pictures. Like I just wasn't thinking. And I do have some regret around posting too much. Now all I can do is really make a living amends and respect my kids' privacy. And I guess we're just learning, dude. But I think, yeah, Gen Z now, they're valuing privacy more than us. And yeah, it's like not cool anymore to like be engaged by like 23. Like that's not the goal. Now the goal is probably something I don't even know what the goal of the Gen Z 23-year-old is, but it's certainly not what it was. My audience is all women. They don't give a if I post a guy or not. Though I posted a video from that I made in like 2018 called the day after Halloween walk of shame. And it was about me having a one night stand. And dude, I shot it in 2018. And so like you can't even see my ex's face in it really. It's just like me getting out of bed and sneaking out of the house. But there were some people that were mad that I posted my ex, obviously, because of everything that's happened. So but again, they were so invested because everything was public. So like, Laura, what are you doing? But I made that. I wrote that. I love that piece. I love that sketch. I'm proud of that. I love it. I don't want to not post anything I've ever done just because the person that is in some of these, we're no longer together and there was a lot of toxic, abusive stuff that happened. But still, it's stuff that I made that I love. But I know that's not relatable. And then my friends are fucking normal, dude. I love it. My friends, they're not like, I need 100,000 followers. And like, if I post my boyfriend, I'm going to lose the guy followers. What? No, my friends are just normal, cool, down to earth people who don't give a about social media actually. And they're not concerned with how many followers they have or like losing followers. Again, I think that's a different generation. I know it's what I do, but I don't really understand that I don't know. They say like fourth graders now are, when the teacher says, what do you want to be? They all say YouTubers. It used to be an astronaut or a veterinarian or the president. And now it's YouTuber. And I mean, what can I say, dude? I'm a YouTuber. So like, I can't be like, that's terrible. It's given me an amazing life. It's allowed me to be creative and have creative freedom. make my own hours, do what I love, and get paid to do what I love, that's amazing. And if people can do that through gamers, I think about that. What if Alfie's a gamer, a professional gamer one day, and he gets to play games and like be in his own space and make a living doing that? Cool, dude. I think about my daughter Poppy, and when she's older, she's a brilliant storyteller. She's incredible. If she wants to write and film and direct and post that stuff online and make money doing that, that's incredible. She wants to do that. I think it's the best time in the world to be a creative, an artist, even a business owner. You have global distribution at your fingertips. You know, anyone can really do anything. I mean, if you're a baker, you can be creative with it and film it and blow up your business that way and share your art with the world, or a hairstylist or a makeup artist or a teacher. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that everyone wants to be a YouTuber now? I think the key for me and what I would teach to anyone who wanted to get involved in this business is keep it about what can you give? How can you add value rather than what can you get? The what can I get? The like, oh, I want followers. I want fame. I want money. That's the trying to fill the hole in the soul with external and it doesn't work. Yeah, it's an abyss. It doesn't work. When you frame it as, okay, what do I have to give? What do I love doing? What do I have fun doing? And what am I good at? You know, what am I good at? And then filming that and doing that and posting that, then you're adding value to people's lives in whatever way, whether it's like you like to fix things or build things or sing or dance or bake, you know, or ASMR, whatever the thing is that you're good at. And you just frame it as what can I give today rather than what can I get. I find when I do that, I'm solid, dude. And fulfilled and like doing well. And then ironically, the more you give to people, the more you get. So I find like, yeah, the whole thing of like, just like, I need followers. It's like a hit. It's like a drug. I met this guy, and I'll end here because I got to go pick up my daughter from school. But I met this guy who's brilliant comedian and content creator. So brilliant. And he was having a full ass mental breakdown because he lost some followers. Was going to quit, move to Alabama, work at a Starbucks. And this is like someone who's super successful and talented and has a big following, but he lost some. And to me, that was just, we've all been there, but it was very much like, oh, I lost some, you know, I'm not enough. Like it's all going to go away, you know, because it can be very easy to become addicted to all of this. So I think it's just important to have a good, solid, strong principles and, you know, some sort of spiritual practice of just knowing what your intention is, you know, and just being very clear and doing work on yourself, having self-love, knowing like you're not your job, you're not how much money you make, you're not how many views you have, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard it before. But it was just interesting to see him. And it's like, first of all, who cares? Those followers, they don't matter anyway. If they don't want to follow you, I lose thousands of followers every day and I gain new ones. It just doesn't matter. Like, I just trust that whoever is supposed to hear me or see me or listen to me will, and then the other ones won't. And maybe they liked one era of my life and they hate this one, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't define my self-worth, and you know what I mean? So anyway, that's my little spiel. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys. I'm sorry I'm so low energy today. I just like, my period came 3 days early. I was not expecting it. I was expecting it to be 2 weeks late again. And now it's 3 days early. And so I'm feeling that hard. And so I'm just going to take some deep breaths and go pick up my daughter and eat a lot of food with her and listen to soundtracks and create scenes. really riveting scenes with my daughter and my son. And let me know how your Halloween was. Let me know if you hide your boyfriend or your husband on social media. Dude, I actually get it. I low key get it. Okay, guys, this was fun. Sorry, I feel like but I love you guys and thanks for coming anyway. And I'll be back next week. For the full unedited versions, you guys, please go and subscribe to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Laura Clary. It also helps support me and keep me going. It means a lot. Your monthly subscription means a lot to us. Again, that's patreon.com/Laura Clary. You get full unedited versions of all episodes because we have to heavily edit a lot of these for YouTube. And I don't edit anything on Patreon. And yeah, we post everything there first. So please join my Patreon. I love you guys so much. And until next week. Oh, I also go live on there so we can catch up. Also, guys, I have merch at lauraclary.lol. That's lauraclary.lol. I've got really cute t-shirts, 100% cotton. They go from a small to a 3X, I believe. Really cute, awesome tees. A lot of the designs I designed, and they're super fun. And you can get them there. Let me know which one's your fave.